Patrick Sandiford. I'm Alison Sandiford, his mum, and he was travel trained in 2016 to Castle Hill in Offerton.
So what were your initial feelings?
First of all, I was very, very unsure about it. But eventually, when I felt that Patrick was ready, I got in touch with Lynn and we decided a strategy for him and go ahead and have a go, because it is the right thing to do. It gave him such confidence in the end. It worked a treat, really did.
And in total honesty, were the anxieties, were the concerns more yours or his?
I think a bit of both, really. I know what he's like. I know how anxious he gets, and he was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And I was sort of thinking, I was worried about him sort of. I think that because he would have lost his taxi. That's your the worst bit is to lose your taxi and then think you can't do it. So that was one of the problems. So I was probably some anxiety on my part as well. Yeah.
So did you feel that the staff of Pure worked with you to alleviate these concerns you had by listening to you and communicating with you on a regular basis?
Yeah, I had everything in writing, and so I knew exactly what was going on. They kept calling in, and one of your staff even came in the evening because she couldn't come back at the tea time. She came back in the evening, made the effort to come back to actually just tell me what was going on and make sure that signed the first part off so that he could move on to the next bit, and then never signed anything until he was ready. And I felt he was ready as well. So yeah, I knew every step of the way what was going on. So the communication was brilliant.
Yeah. So did you feel that Patrick was kept safe and received a consistent quality service whilst engaging in the programme with Pure?
Oh yeah, he did. He knew exactly he was going to be there, exactly he was going to be at which bus stop, where he had to meet them, at school. He did have very consistent. It's what he needed for him, but he was very consistent. He thrived on it. He loved it.
Yes, we like the routine.
Yeah, the routine of the person being there, and we had a few issues with different people, because obviously, people aren't always here and things, but it was fine because you always introduced the person before he had to do anything with them. So
have you seen a change in Patrick since he's completed travel training?
Oh yeah. He likes to, he wouldn't just go off on a bus somewhere, but he likes to work out bus routes now, a bit like you would have done for him. And he's managed to get places. He's been on his internship, he's managed to get to Stepping Hill on his own from here. And he did a work placement from school in Bramall, and he managed to get himself there and work out how to get back again. And he'd never have done that before. And he's a bit of he likes going in the bus station and going in and getting timetables.
The travel shop.
The travel shop, he loves it in there. I think they know him by first. Oh, yeah, he likes it in there. So, yeah, he's done that quite a few times.
Is there anything you'd change?
About travel training?
Yeah, about the whole process.
No, I think it worked really well. No, I do. I think you've got it really worked out well. I said that to you though, haven't I? I thought it was a really good service. Whether you need more people to actually help with it, to actually get, more children travel trained, I don't know. If your service needs to be expanded. But no, I wouldn't change it. No, it was very good. It was the right. It's just right for Patrick. It wasn't too. Yeah, no, I wouldn't change it, honestly, I wouldn't.
Which is really good because you had real reservations when I initially spoke to you.
Real reservations about it, and I mean, at first I knew he wasn't ready for it, but then, I sort of spoke to you about it, and he hasn't really got any friends. He's not got a friends group.
I'd be his friend.
I know, that's it, and he loves them. No, we go to a social group on every 2 weeks on a Friday. It was every 4 weeks on a Friday. It's in High Lane. Paula Cleary started it. And then she asked me to become the leader of it so we could have it every 2 weeks. Yeah. So two of us run it every 2 weeks, and she does it the other 2 weeks with her friend Michelle. So, but it's High Lanes and it's in an evening, so it'd be a bit of one of those. If it was in Stockport, and the Garrick, he has been to the Garrick on the bus, took it on board, and then we went. In fact, twice I think we got recommended, and I was like, no, I'd prefer to wait, and we did. And then obviously the school move didn't help, so we went from there. And the minute he started doing it, I knew it was the right thing, and he took to it like duck to water, brilliant. Yeah, it made so much difference.
Brilliant.
So, do you think the fact that we came round and got the information about Patrick so he could build his own personalised programme. Do you think that was the key to the way we're able to work with him?
Definitely, because no two children are the same, especially with special needs. They're all different, and, you know, round pegs, square holes, they don't fit, and it has to be built around them, and that's what you did. It's a very personalised programme, and that's the key to it working, actually. Yeah, definitely the key to it, actually, it's success, because it's definitely a successful thing. So he would have never got started going out. I mean, I had tried going, you know, taking him myself, but it's different, isn't it? When you're with them, you tend to just be with them anyway. So,
is he going out more on a social basis as well?
No, not really. No. It's the Garrick that's been the making of him.
And that'll probably open a lot of doors.
Got loads of friends down there.
Yeah, which is good, isn't it?
Yeah. That's been the confidence in him seeing it out of the car. No worries, just jumps out of the car. See you later, Sarah. Text me when you're ready, and I just drive back round because sometimes it's 11, 12 o'clock if you've had a busy night. And I'll just drive around and wait outside. Don't go in or anything, just out. It's his thing. I'll go to the shows because he said to me, I know I'm not an actor on the stage, but I'm still part of it. So okay, so we'll go to the shows. But yeah, so I know that's not. But then I know that he could if he needed to. So that's been good. Yeah.
So. Thank you very much for doing this, Alison. We do appreciate
Is
it.
there anything you think other parents would benefit from knowing that we haven't covered in this? From almost parent to parent, peer to peer.
I just think parents parents need to know how it all works. They need to know that this is how you do your travel training, because when somebody says travel training, you think it sounds like you just sort of put them on a bus and wave goodbye, but you don't. You actually make sure they know how to get on that bus, how to pay the money, how to get a ticket. Most of them have got bus passes, obviously. You know what to do if there was an emergency, what to do if they got off at the wrong stop. You cover everything, and parents need to know all that, because I didn't. I just travel training. I just thought, this is not going to work. But I mean, you literally took him from the doorstep and showed him every step of the way, and you only stopped doing that bit when you knew he could actually do it, and he'd practiced it loads of times. So I think parents need to know the whole thing, the whole picture of what travel training is, and probably look into themselves, you know, to make sure that they know in their heads what the child's going to be expected to do, and that you're not going to just leave them and wave them goodbye. So I mean, people probably think it's a case of you're just going to tell them how to get on a bus, because they do that thing at school, don't they, where they do a bit of travel training at school. I sometimes wonder whether people think that's what it is. They're going to go and say, this is what you do, this is what you do, and then off you go. So, and you don't do that.
No,
so it's not
at all. And it's tailored to each individual, so it takes as long as it takes with each young person.
Absolutely. To their needs, which is what it needs to be to get it there. And it is good. I mean, it's more independent than going on the taxis. It gives them that. I think Patrick felt grown up when he started to do that. I remember because and also your staff, because they're some of them quite young. So the young guys came to the door, he's like, off he goes, and it's brilliant. It's like he's met his pal. Got out.
Do you think it would have worked if he'd have done it from Bridgington, or would it have just confused him?
I think it would have confused the issue. I just think it would have been a case of starting again. Probably it was with a lot of children, but I think it was the right time for him. If you think your child's ready for it, then you give it a go.